Hey guys, it's me Courtney and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about some of my favorite brands at the moment. Granted, I do have a lot of brands that I consistently purchase from, but this specific video is for the ones that I get really excited about. Every time they come out with the launch, whether I'm going to get it or not, I'm still really like into it. So if that sounds like something that you are interested in, then please continue to watch. Alamar Cosmetics is Latino owned, and it's one of those brands that literally embody that culture, you know what I mean? Whether it's the colors, whether it's the gloss, whether it's the names that they name everything, it's just, to me, it's just really representative. It's really beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, and I'm always excited to see what they come out with. First thing that I bought from this brand was a while ago. This is the Reina del Caribe Volume 1 palette. The mattes are beautiful. The shimmers shimmy. The metallic shades are just some of the most beautiful metallic shades that you will ever find in a palette. Y'all see that? And it goes on so smooth, so easily, so rich, so buttery. It is just everything. The most recent palette they came out with is the Spanglish palette. I really love this one as well. I'm not huge on like pinks and purples and stuff, but when I am in the mood for it, this is just the right amount for me. I always look forward to seeing what their new palettes are gonna be because I'm probably going to buy every single one of them every single time. Falling into that palettes category, they also have the complexion trios. In both of these palettes, I got the darkest shade just because the medium like to tan shade range was a little bit too light for me. I feel like I would rather use a light hand and sort of build the color up a little bit versus having to go into a palette that may be too ashy for me or something like that. The thing about these palettes, I do feel like they blend really beautiful into the skin. They give your skin a nice glow. It's not too matte, it's not too drying. It always looks like really juicy and smooth. This is what the contour palette looks like. I tend to really stick to this as my bronzer kind of situation. It's a beautiful like golden brown bronzer, and it kind of melts into the skin really nicely. Sometimes if I put too much blush or too much highlight and it gets a little patchy or a little ashy, this shade right here is beautiful to just kind of blend that out. This shade right here in the blush palette is called Twin Flame. This is my favorite out of all of these shades. I feel like that warm corally orange blush is just, it's beautiful on tan skin, on deep skin, just rich skin, all of it. It's just one of those really beautiful colors. These are the Alamar Cosmetics lashes. There we go. Like when I tell you this isn't all of them, I have an entire drawer almost filled with these lashes. I was so heartbroken when I didn't see them for a while because I thought for sure they were just gonna be discontinued. I don't ever have to cut off too much. Like sometimes I'll buy lashes and have to cut off like almost half of the lash to make it make sense on my eye, but these I don't waste anything. I probably cut off like a little bit of that end part and they still work beautifully. They have a clear super duper flexible band. They never itch or they never poke or anything like that. It just blends into my actual lash line. Just gorgeous. I can use liner or no liner and it still looks awesome. So the next brand that I wanted to talk about today is Huda Beauty. My absolute favorite Huda Beauty product are her Power Bullet Matte Lipsticks. Super underrated. These are the most creamy, most pigmented, just sexiest soft matte lipsticks. They're super duper comfortable, super long lasting. It's one of those lipsticks that sort of smooths out the lines in your lips. So if you have like crustier lips and stuff like that, this helps to sort of moisturize them. By the way, this shade is Board Meeting. I have a few of the lipsticks right here. I do intend on sort of collecting a few more of them, especially in the nude shades. I just love how these feel on the lips. So another Huda favorite is the Easy Bake Loose Setting Powder. This is one of the smoothest, the most brightening if you need it, because you can get some different colors in it if you don't want it as bright. Long lasting, helps my concealers that may crease a little bit to crease less. I literally never have to worry about how my under eye is going to look. This is one of those things that if I'm not trying to think about it, I just want a good makeup application, I will reach for this, no questions asked. I know it's gonna look amazing. I also love the Tantour and Bronzer Cream. I always get the shade Medium. It mixes into the skin really nicely and it doesn't give you any stickiness or any tackiness. It just goes beautifully. Huda's 3D highlighter palettes. It gives the most soft, focused highlight blend. I love that this palette does give you a little bit more variety, so you can put them on in their dry state, but if you want more of a pop, all you have to do is use this shade, which is the kind of creamy shade, and then put the other highlighters on top, and then you get your uber metallic highlighter if that's what you're into as well. This next brand I feel like is everybody's favorite brand. It is, of course, Fenty Beauty. Now, I've tried a ton of different products from Fenty Beauty. A lot of the products I really love. Some of the products are okay. And then you have those products that I'm just not a fan of, not here for. However, I feel like one of the things that keeps me coming back to Fenty Beauty is their launches are always exciting. So I'm always looking to see like what that new thing is that Fenty's trying to do for us, if that makes sense. For me, I feel like where Fenty really kills it is their lip products. These Stunna lip paints. It's a liquid lipstick, but it's like a liquid lip satin. It does transfer slightly, but not enough that the actual lipstick comes off. So the wear on these Stunna lip paints are just awesome. They're the most unique lip formula I think that is out there, and I don't think Fenty gets enough credit for that. Another lip product that I'm absolutely in love with from Fenty are the Mademoiselle lip plushies. I have a very sneaking suspicion that she's about to discontinue these or rework the formula, which is why I literally picked up like a ton of like my favorite shade, which is Single. I really just did not want to be without this lipstick, so I got a few different ones. On my hand it looks a little bit more pinky, but on the lips it is the most beautiful pinky peach, just everything shade. And again, it's one of those things that if you have like a little bit of like cracked lip, or if you have like a little bit of lines in your lips, these lipsticks work really well to like smooth it out. This is the shade Turks and Caicos, and I do feel like the more colorful shades can be a little bit more drying than like the nudes and the reds and stuff. So I do wonder if they're going to maybe add a little bit more moisture to these. That being said, the color Single for me does everything that I need it to do, including moisturize. So like, I hope they don't tweak it too much. Another favorite of mine is the Fenty Beauty Eye Primer. I didn't actually think I was gonna like this. If you do have like any shadows that aren't like the greatest pigment wise, this really does amp up the pigment. It does give your eye makeup a really good staying power because it goes on like a glue. You blend your shadows on top of it and then literally it's matte again. You know what I mean? So I really like the formula of this. Another Fenty favorite, which I know y'all saw coming, these are the matchsticks. The contour I like to use is the shade Truffle. I'm sure if you guys have been here, y'all are well aware. It's more along the lines of like a neutral shade, but it does lean a little bit more golden warm, if that makes sense. So it's not completely gray, which I don't look for in my contour just because I feel like gray contours don't have the movement that I like. The shimmer and blush sticks give a really good pigment as well. I like to go in with like a beauty blender or my sponge or something and tap onto the stick and then tap onto my face. Even if you're working over powder, all of these products blend really beautiful on top, and I feel like these give a really great matte but not flat sort of look, so it just blends and melts into the skin really beautifully. My favorite foundation from Fenty at the moment is the soft matte powder. I did a review on that, so I'll link that somewhere so you guys can see that one. I love the fact that like all of her foundations are skin loving in a way. The Fenty Beauty Fly Liners are impeccable. They're really creamy. They go on really smooth. It literally just glides on. I don't have to go back and forth in the waterline. Fenty's just one of those brands that whether you love their product or hate their product, you're always excited to see what they're gonna come out with next. So the next brand that I wanna talk about is Melt Cosmetics. Every launch they come out with is fire. I have never seen a brand be more thoughtful about packaging, about a collection as a whole, about how to maybe put the eyeshadows with the lipsticks, how to make all of it make sense. When I tell you they are on top of it, beautiful packaging, beautiful pigment, beautiful shimmer, well thought out designs, beautiful stories, so rich, so pigmented, and you can get some really unique, dope, saturated looks from their palettes. I love it. Also, another banger from Melt are their gel liners. They're uber creamy, uber easy to work with, super pigmented. You have plenty of time to sort of smooth it out on your eyelid before they dry down. I want everything from Melt Cosmetics. Like, I've literally gone through their website and I'm just like, yes, 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 I'm not trying to pay $5,000 right now, but eventually I'm gonna collect everything Melt Cosmetics. All right, so let's move on to something that's like crazy obvious. Pat McGrath. Every time I'm on Instagram and I just see those sequins, and she sort of always kind of brushes off the sequins like, ooh, what's this new thing coming? My heart is like, do I have the funds? And if not, let me save. Every single time, it never fails. The lip glosses from Pat McGrath are some of my favorites. It is a lip gloss, so it's not gonna last you all day, but it is gonna give you a little bit of longevity. Even if you're drinking or talking or something like that, you don't have to necessarily keep reapplying. They make your lips look juicy, they're not too sticky, they smooth out your lip lines, they feel great on the lips. These are awesome. Another favorite from Pat McGrath are the concealers. The concealers are a very light to medium coverage. I have a little bit more of a deep set under eye sometimes, especially if I don't get a lot of sleep, and I can be really, really dark under my eyes. So if I go in with my Pat McGrath concealer, I do like to use a color corrector with it. The concealer by itself is super duper lightweight. It's really, really creamy and it blends nicely. If you're somebody that doesn't have any lines or dark circles under your eye, you're gonna be great. But for me, sometimes I do need a little bit more like a powder or something to go on top of it, but I still think it looks beautiful for like lighter makeup days for me, if that makes sense. I have become a collector of Pat McGrath eyeshadows, especially just because the shimmers always shimmy. The special shades, they are always just so gorgeous. It looks cool on camera, but the way that it looks in person, the multicolor of it all, the multi-dimension of it all, is just, every time I wear her like shimmery, sparkly, special shades, my brown eyes always really pop. They always look really sultry, really just sexy, and just, it gives me life. I feel like Pat McGrath and her team never really look to see what's gonna be the new thing. They just sort of create, making innovative products, setting these trends from the runway, and then you can sort of recreate the looks, or you can get like that same, I guess like the same vibe is what I'm trying to say, from like the runways, and you can get that same energy just putting on her makeup, if that makes sense. Jackie Aina is like one of those people that's just on the forefront of the community of YouTube, but also in makeup. It's awesome that like when she came out with her brand, everybody was like thinking it was gonna be makeup, and it's like more like luxury candles and like satin, and it's like a lifestyle kind of situation, and I'm so here for it. Forever Mood has a ton of candles already. My favorite, and I've already gotten several of these, is Cuffing Season. It's sweet, but it's fresh. It has the most beautiful, like light-hearted, but still like sexy scent to it, like this. I want this in a fragrance if it's not already a thing. Hey, big head? Bruh. This is like caramel coffee. It's very, very fall time. It's very, very warm and just comforting, if that makes sense. So I really, really love this scent from the Sin Moods, is my favorite. I also really, really like Skinny Dip. That one is more of like a cookie kind of snickerdoodle scent. That one's in my bedroom right now. It's already lit, so I'm not gonna bring that one in here. I literally could probably do an entire video of the Forever Moods candles just by itself. Again, all of these scents are very unique, so it's hard to really describe them. If you go on the actual website, they do the list of trying to describe them, but they still don't do it complete justice. I feel like you have to try them and smell them. And I'm always going to invest in Black women in general, but just to have a brand be this good straight out the gate, I'm here for it. You guys let me know in the comments below if there's any other brands that y'all are in love with that you guys want me to try out as well, and I'll definitely look them up. But yeah guys, that about does it for me. Hopefully this video was entertaining. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thumbs up the video if you enjoyed it. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if it's in your heart to do so. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.